Good evening. I hope everyone's doing well. So I want to welcome everyone back. Finally wanted to be doing this video for a long time. I want to do a video that kind of help people. So I finally get to say it after 17 years. I am debt free. Yes. Woo! Okay. So I'm gonna get to it. This video is not going to be long. I want to start off by saying to people looking for advice, I am not a financial expert. I'm not an accountant. Maybe one day I will be. Excuse me if I do talk fast. I'm excited, so I'm gonna try to slow it down. So maybe the video may be kind of long and try and balance. So I first got into debt in 2004. More specifically, if it counts, well, actually, yeah, I go all the way back. The summer of 2004, I was 27 years old. I think it was June or July, and I was planning on going to college. And the college I was going to was Central Bible College in Springfield, Missouri. So, the year before I went was the last year where they let you, I believe, pay as you go. Or you can start classes and then you pay them back later. But too many students, they defaulted on their student loans or the money they were supposed to pay them, etc. So, beginning the year I went there, they required all money up front. You had to pay them in full, or you had to pay for all the classes in full before you took the final exam at the end of every semester. So they had to make sure they got their money. When you sign up, they made sure of that. So I first tried to get out some student loans. So I didn't get into debt right away, at least not, day one. But what it is that before I went to campus, is that I applied for some student loans and I was turned down. Rejection. Ouch. So I called the school and said, is there anything we can do? I was looking everywhere. And so what they said is that they had a program. If you put down a certain amount of money, a deposit, they will give you a loan for the rest of the semester. It's kind of hard to explain right now because it was so long ago. So that was the first red flag. I shouldn't have done it because it was so expensive. But yeah, okay, let me explain. Most of the time, when you're applying for a loan and you don't get that loan, the next person you get that loan from, that interest rate is going to be kind of weird and the interest is going to be high. So the whole deal is going to be weird, interest rate high. And for a reason. And because for my case, I didn't have any established credit yet, not even any credit cards. Gonna get to that next. But first, so I had to get credit cards. So yeah, I got MasterCard, Discover, Visa, and then a second Visa card later on. So basically, I went to Springfield, Missouri because I got the student loans, I paid deposit. Went to Central Bible College for only 4 semesters. For only 4 semesters, guess how much the total loans I end up owing? Because they gave me the loans just from Sally Mae, and they gave me some the loans to go to school. And only was there for 4 semesters. The total for only 4 semesters, $13,000 for only 4 semesters, and this was back in 2004. So yeah, I had to pay that back. So it took years because I kept filing for forbearance because sometimes I couldn't pay it because I had no money, especially if you don't have a degree. You just working average Joe jobs, regular schmugger jobs. I was in retail. It takes longer. So of course, since then I got better jobs. So basically I was finally able to pay that off. That's still on after 17 years. That's the main debt I'm talking about today. It took 17 years. Now there were 5 loans. The first 4, the interest rate was 2.320%. The fifth one was 2.430%. So that's very important to pay attention to the interest rate because some interest rates on some loans, they really add up, especially if you ask for forbearance, you miss a payment, you just plain forget. And even throughout the years, sometimes interest rate can build daily. Like you think you owe this amount, and you look the next day on the website or the account, you call in, it's a cent more or something. So it's very important. Pay attention to your interest rate. So if you can, like with this year, because I paid off some other bills and debt, which I'm gonna get to. The thing is, don't just make the minimum payments. Make more payments if you can. Make bi-weekly payments, weekly payments. So that's why I started doing weekly payments so I could get it down the payment. So I paid off. So because the loan was officially taken out in August 2004, and I paid it off finally my student loans on September 30th, 2021, just 17 years. So I got it paid off. Yes. Yes, get your student loans paid off if you can. Degree or no degree, get your student loans paid off. Get your debt paid off, period. So earlier this year, also I'm going to tell you about this, the college. Because I went there in 2004. In 2013, the college Central Valley College is no longer. They merged with Evangel. So the building is now empty. Now you would think the college being closed down, oh, they forget my student loans. Nope. So I had to pay them back. So yeah, for the past 8 years, even though the school is not around, I did have to pay off the student loan. Earlier this year, I did pay off my car note. I had another car note before this one. The first car note I started in June 2005, June 3rd, 2005. Paid that off by June 2010. Now this one was a longer loan. It was because the first before was $10,000. So in 5 years, easy pay off $10,000. You just stay current. But with this, because I was a G employee discount, but this one, it was a 2014 Chevrolet Spark. Now I took out the car note loan on June 1st, 2015, and I finally paid off. I think it was February 3rd, 2021, earlier this year. So I paid off the car note. It took almost 6 years to pay off the whole car note. I believe was around over $13,000. And I think something with the student loans over $13,000 because you gotta remember interest rate. So the original loan amount you have, it's going to be more because you gotta remember the interest rate. This is how these loan companies make their money. There's interest rates. There's always gonna be interest, unless you're really lucky. You find a very generous loan company. There aren't that many. So I had credit card debt. Student, a college student, you have no money. Even though I lived on campus, there was credit card debt. So I told you about the 4 credit cards I had: 2 Visas, Mastercard, American Express. So what I did, unfortunately, because the credit card really got to me, on January 8, 2009, I filed for bankruptcy. So I cleared that all out. So that's how I got rid of credit card debts. I kind of cheated, but it was legal. So it's a legal cheat that makes any sense. So try not to get credit cards. Another thing I did this year. So, because I got those first credit cards in 2004, I got rid of credit card debt in 2009. So another thing I did this year, I paid off my, get rid of this thing here. I paid off the lease on my iPhone, so I own the phone too. So on the car, on the phone, no more student loan debt. There was a smaller student loan I paid off in summer 2009. So the moral of the story is, to sum it all up, don't get into debt unless you absolutely have to. I understand for most people, debt is necessary to go to college, especially if you want to go to become a lawyer or a doctor. But unless it's something bigger, making a lot of money to pay that off quickly, think about it, reconsider, see if you can get grants. Don't get into that. See, I absolutely have to. I mean, if I was going to get into that, I might as well have apply for a home loan, get about a house spent out, pay off the mortgage spent out. But you live, you learn. I mean, I promise I paid off 2 car notes. I actually paid off a 3rd car note years ago. This is back in 2001. But yeah, don't get into what was not moving this to my laptop. That's just this thing is on. Don't get into loans to debts. Any loans or debts, unless you absolutely have to. You're not supposed to be indebted to any man, like the Bible says. Don't be indebted to anyone but God. But I'm not going to go on a spiritual rant. So I'm just giving a quick summary. But yeah, don't get into any debt unless you absolutely have to. I mean, sometimes a car, I mean, that's a given. I mean, I buy a new car every 10 years because unless you're a mechanic, some cars do need to be replaced. So if you absolutely need a student loan debt, I mean, you do what you got to do. Homes, I mean, having a roof over your head is necessary. Don't take out a loan, anything unless it's an actual emergency, like a life-threatening. Somebody's in the hospital and need life emergency surgery. But yeah, I just wanted to get to that. So thank you to anyone listening out there. Feel free to click like, subscribe, comment down below. So tell me about your debt situation. I may do another video that but nobody wants to watch a long video. But yeah, if I can do it, because I'm a flight attendant, if I can get out of debt, you can get out of debt. You just gotta stay with it, be current, and pay those bills off. They're predicting another recession by the year 2032, so get out of debt now. So thank you to everybody who watched. I'll put on more content soon. So thank you, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye bye.